Hello and welcome to Shoreline Music Monthly. My name is Mark Koshwitz. We have a wonderful show for you tonight, I think. This is episode 52. I have mentioned over the years how wonderful of a crew we've had. Some of them have moved on to other things, some move in, but we have a talented bunch that helps bring this to you. And tonight you're going to see a little piece of one of our crew members, Emily Miner, who is running a camera right now, looking at me. She just recently won the Valley Regional Film Fest this year, and we are going to air her short that she did called Shutdown. So I think you're going to enjoy that a lot. On the music side tonight, I'm very excited to have in the station with me tonight Shoreline Musical mainstay David O'Donnell. Welcome to the show, Mr. O'Donnell.
Well, thanks for having me.
You bet. Well, first off, because I may forget, we have, I see you brought an accompanist with you.
Yes, I did.
In our well-appointed green room, with kicking his feet up and
Mr. Peter Lewis is
eating some caviar.
on loan from, who is it, these at Rock and Soul Review?
Very nice. And I saw keyboards come in. So.
Yep. I said, Pete, I'm pretty scared to do this alone. Will you help me?
You're a wise man, Mr. O'Donnell. But you've been doing this for a while.
A couple or 3 decades.
What I rarely just think to just start at the beginning, but what clicked? What made you decide you needed to play music and then later on write music?
Well, I always tried, and I was like beyond the late bloomer. I always like had a guitar or something and could never play it. But I was just surrounded by great musicians all the time. All my friends were. So I spent a lot of time behind the soundboard, a lot of time running lights, a lot of times taking people's money at the door for shows. And then
all important things.
I went to art school. And I was vacuuming my living room and singing along with the Judas Priest record. And I finished vacuuming, I shut the stereo off, and I hear a knock on my door, and it was a fellow that lived across the courtyard from me. Had heard me singing over the top of the vacuum cleaner and the Judas Priest record. And he's like, dude, you got to be the singer for my band. And the band never happened, but we did do a lot of jamming in the apartments and whatnot. And
how old do you think you were at this point?
At that point, probably 18, 19. So I was late. I mean, most people get into rock, or by the time they're teenagers, they're doing gigs and stuff. But I fancied myself a painter, and playing guitar was easier.
And you play it very well, my friend. You do. So then that led to just realizing you could do it?
Pretty much. And like, you'd spend 50, 100 hours on a painting. Then you bring it in for a portfolio review and have 25 of your classmates rip the thing to shreds. And then 4 months later, there's a gallery showing and you hang it up. And then maybe somebody goes, wow, that was genius. Well, or you can take an electric guitar and you can walk out on stage and you can nail that first open E chord and watch people come up off the floor right then and there. And it was like, yeah, painting was nice, but I'm done with it.
So you don't do that at all anymore?
The easel sits right next to my bed with a couple unfinished canvases sitting next to it. And I keep telling myself one day I will get back to it, but that day has not happened yet.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you set it aside for now. I enjoy Bochum Road, which seems to pop up every summer.
Well, it's kind of tricky because our lead guitar player lives in New York and our bass player lives in Florida. So it's like when everybody converges in Connecticut.
Explain why I see it in the summer.
That's why if you see us during the wintertime, there's lots of special guests. Because we'll just grab whoever's local to fill in the blanks. And it's kind of nice. We got a lot of great bands in the area. So when I go to steel bass players and whatnot, I've got a pretty good selection of it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
wanna see it in your eyes. Through those windows to your soul. Am I blinded to your lies? Am I too in love to know? How can anything so beautiful like angels made in glass make the sunlight shine like halos in my eyes to shatter now and past. Can I feel it in your touch? Have I lost my mind? The sensation's all too much. With so much more to find. How can anything so beautiful like angels made in glass make the sunlight shine like halos in my eyes to shatter now and past. When I lie awake at night and the darkness hides away the light, are those halos dimmed and gone? Is loving you so wrong? How can anything so beautiful like angels made in glass make the sunlight shine like halos in my eyes and now and past.
So now, maybe you could just fill in some of the musical blanks from 18 to 20. I know Bochum Road. I moved out this way not that long ago, but.
All right, I'll try to give you the Reader's Digest version. Started off in college. We had, I came from I grew up in Centerbrook, so this area is,
Your area.
Especially back in the 70s, the 70s and 80s, there was not much happening here. So all of a sudden I go to Fort Lauderdale and I'm exposed to hardcore punk and all this other stuff and Latin music and so of course the first band, hardcore punk, and we never quite got, I think we actually had one rehearsal as a band, but we had just tons of fun hanging out. And then I moved back after I got out of art school. I came back up here and ran into a friend's band who they had just lost their singer and weren't sure what they were doing. And I just happened to run into him. So I conned him and over-exaggerated my resume and got him to take a chance on me. And then
got in the door.
Yeah, we ended up playing together for 14 years.
Wow, that's cool.
So it worked out.
And when did you start writing?
From day one, the very first thing we did, the punk band, we all wrote together. And then when I came up here, I was in a cover band, so I wasn't doing much. And I just, I started playing guitar later on. So I finally was starting to catch up with everybody, and I finally could afford quality instruments. So when I played stuff, it sounded right. And then, shortly into the cover thing, I felt the urge to start doing my own stuff again. So I started doing replacement songs. It's okay, we've got this song in our set list, and well, why does everybody like it? Well, because it's got this kind of beat to it. So I'll write a song with that kind of beat to it. And then, what makes this song? Well, it's just got this melody that does this kind of thing. All right, well, I'm going to write something that has a melody that does this kind of thing in it. And a lot of the songs sat in the shelf forever until that band crashed and burned. And then I put together the infamous Saint Inkfinger, which was a metal but punk. We were too metal to be punk and too punk to be metal, but everybody in New London loved us. It was we had a blast playing down there, and did that for a while, and then bopped around just little projects here and there, and pretty much was out of it until Bochum Road happened. And I have a friend of mine who was the Grand Poobah with the local Masons, and he wanted me to play the Bluefish Bake in Saybrook. And I hadn't performed in a couple of years. I had hid in my basement and bought a bunch of recording equipment, and I was just writing and recording stuff and wasn't working with anybody. So I didn't want to do it alone, so I'd asked Dave Stopa, because I would fill in for Larry whenever Larry would not be able to do a gig. So I played with Dave, and I asked him, and he goes, well, I have a new band, and we got a wedding we're playing later on that day. So I'll play percussion for you at this, but you got to come and do some vocals for me later. And unfortunately, a few years back, Dave passed on. But Bochum is still together. It's 12 years now, 13 years.
Very cool.
Right now, I got booked to play the Middletown Music Festival. So it's been quite a while since I've done a full show of all my own stuff. So I've been concentrating on dusting off old songs.
Oh, great. Are you going to solo or put together a...
So far, the plan is to solo, but I've been thinking about putting together a little something. I know they're putting me on the pavilion, so I don't want to, it's a half-hour set. So
Yeah. And it's a wonderful festival.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As a fan, I've been multiple times. But
yeah. So people can see you at the Middletown Music Festival.
Yeah, I'm at the pavilion stage on the Saturday, 1 to 1:30.
Nice.
So don't blink, you'll miss it.
And also, very near and dear to us here, because our director actually sets the musical lineup, is the Ivoryton Farmers Market. I saw your name on their docket, and that's
that's
somewhat
always
longer
good.
Set.
Because of two things. I can buy my honey there.
Yeah.
And I can buy my coffee there.
And bacon. There's always bacon.
Bacon, yeah. But that never usually gets home.
And that's August 11th.
The 11th.
Beautiful.
when I was young, they said this was a promised land. And if I work real hard, I could buy a pension plan. But I drained my 401k just before the funk collapsed. Ain't much money left, then you pay penalties and tax. 99 to 1, 99 to 1. But I hear you're doing fine. 99 to 1, 99 to 1. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Yeah, yours, man. Now how about mine? Another diner's closing down. It's getting hard to find a place to eat. You know we want to do you unemployed, but you wouldn't be so hard to find a seat. Well, I bailed you out to save your jag, and I can't pay my rent. Saw you laughing while they occupied. Say was buying all your tents. 99 to 1, 99 to 1. How's your bottom line? 99 to 1, 99 to 1. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Yeah, yours, man. Now how about mine? Well, I'm singing for my supper like a pauper begging alms. Still I play just like the other 99, chomping at the bit to make their pay. All the jobs are going east and the market's going south. While you were cashing in your bonus, we're all here living hand to mouth. 99 to 1, 99 to 1. I hear you're doing fine. 99 to 1, 99 to 1. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Yeah, yours, man. How about mine? How about mine? 99 to 1.
All right, well, I am back with David O'Donnell, and we are going to take it once around playing From the Hip, where I will just ask seemingly random, though they're written down, questions that, that don't require...
They were random when he wrote them down.
They were. That don't require a whole lot of thought or expounding upon, but they're just things that sometimes don't come up in a normal little interview. So I like it. But one of them is certainly music related. Where's your favorite local place to see live music? Not perform yourself, but just actually as just an audience member.
I have this tiny little bit of a hippie gene left in me. So I like doing the coffee house thing. I like going up to Higher Grounds. I go up there for breakfast on Sundays. I play a bunch up there.
Yeah, yeah.
I do, as a matter of fact, on Friday nights they do an open mic up there. And I host the second Friday. So this Friday. you were asking before I get this Friday. I'm going to be hosting the open mic from 7 to 10 there. But that's just, it's the total hippie vibe, even like the old hippie American flag on the front of it and everything.
Cool. Food related, are you a fan of cannoli?
Who isn't?
Me.
I was the only
That's why
person
I
in my
asked.
neighborhood growing up whose last name did not end in a vowel.
Okay. How many different musical instruments do you, even considering dabbling, play?
Oh, good Lord. How many do I have, or how many can I actually knowingly know what I'm doing on?
Draw the line anywhere you like.
Play guitar. I actually, in the old days, played way more harmonica than I played guitar, but it's hard to do that and be the singer in a band at the same time with the guitar. I know Bob Dylan does it, but, you know.
Does he?
They pay him.
I know.
The checks are clearing, so.
I don't want the Dylan hate, man. I love Dylan songs, but I'm just not a fan of his harmonica.
They were
playing.
great when the Byrds did them. But.
Easy now. We're gonna get killed here.
I'll take-
All right, let's
I'll
move
take
on.
it.
Let's move. So guitar. We got guitar.
Yeah, it's guitar, but I mean,
Harmonica.
like when I'm recording, I do everything myself.
Okay, so
So
bass and
it's
drums.
moved. So I cheat on the drums. I program those.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still writing the beats, but it's. I have a great little program that is like actual samples of people playing.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's not like, you know, they
Analog.
sample this. Yeah, it's like analog. It's digitally controlled analog.
Right.
So it actually, they record like everything about the guys playing, and they have an algorithm that tracks it, and you can make it more or less of him. And,
Nice.
and my personal favorite is I use Clyde Stubblefield from the JBs. So it's all his feel on most of my stuff.
Well, let's hop over back to food, because we're heading into grill season, and what would you think are the proper toppings for a cheeseburger?
Bacon.
Yes. Okay. That's it. We just need bacon.
I mean,
Bacon
anything
on
else
a
is
bun.
fine, but
Okay.
the bacon is necessary.
All right. And who would you say your favorite songwriter is that you don't know personally?
That I don't know personally? Wow, that's a long list. But
Just one.
I'll start with one. Springsteen, right off the bat, greatest lyricist to ever walk the planet.
Okay.
I mean, you don't even have to listen to music. You can pick up a lyric sheet. It's poetry.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got as far as randomly pre-selected questions. So thank you very much for playing our game.
Hey, anytime.
You bet.
Are we ready now? 2, 3, 4. I could never live no respectable life. 9 to 5, hey babe, that ain't my kind of life. Girl, there ain't a whole lot I wanna do. Play guitar,
That's enough of that.